All right, the next problem is asking us what is the mass of a 0.0345 mole sample of plutonium. So we have 0.345 moles of plutonium, and it asks us what the mass is. It doesn't specify the mass, but we can assume that the mass is grams. In other words, if the unit isn't specified, we'll just pick the unit that's convenient to us. And you'll see in just a second why grams is convenient to us. So the 3 steps of problem solving that I show folks is to organize their thoughts in this way. The first step would be to write down what the problem is giving you in terms of units especially. So it's giving us 0.0345 moles of plutonium. Then the next step is to write down what is the problem asking you. Now it's asking you for mass of plutonium, and again, it doesn't specify the mass, so we can use grams. Now what is the next step? The next step is organizing a conceptual plan, and the conceptual plan comes in 2 steps. The first step is the basic plan. And the basic plan says, let's think about what the problem is asking us to do in a very straightforward, very direct way. The problem is saying, take the moles of plutonium and convert it to grams of plutonium. Now that we have this basic plan, we need to see if there's a direct relationship. If there is, great. We don't need to do any more planning, but if there isn't, then we'll have to come up with a series of conversion steps in order to accomplish this basic plan. Now, there is a direct relationship between moles of plutonium and grams of plutonium. That comes from the periodic table of elements. And we can write the equality that 244 grams of plutonium equals 1 mole of plutonium. And from that, we can write 2 per expressions, but we'll only need 1 of them. So now it's time to tackle the actual solution, now that we've got all of our planning done. So I'm going to write down what I'm given, 0.034 moles of plutonium. In my plan, I've got 1 step, so that means 1 conversion factor, or 1 per expression. And in order to figure out how to write the per expression, I want to examine the units. This is the unit analysis part. So I'm going to use this equality, and in order to write the correct per expression, I know that I have moles of plutonium in the numerator, and I need to cancel that out. So moles of plutonium will be found in the denominator. I also know that the answer to the question should be given in grams of plutonium. And so that means that grams of plutonium will be in the numerator of the per expression, in the numerator of the conversion factor. So that allows me to put the numbers in the correct location. So I get 244 grams of plutonium over 1 mole of plutonium. And when I put it all into my calculator and round to the correct number of significant figures, I get 8.42 grams of plutonium. And that's my final answer. Okay, thanks, guys.